Super takot din ako dati. Ngayon, not so much anymore.
May third eye ka, diba?
Ha?
Sabi mo kanina eh.
Oo, singkit yung third eye. Parang ako, singkit. Pati yung third eye ko, singkit.
Parang nakita niya ata si ano.
Oo, pagpasok ko, diba? Sabi ko,
namatay dun sa kabilang... Sabi niya, mayroon bang, may multo dun sa kabila. Di ba may namatayan tayo dun sa kabila?
Tapos tinatanong, tapos sabi ko sa kanya, parang yung two doors down. He was like, no, yung katabi. I'm like, so it's not the katabi. It's 2 doors down.
2 doors down.
And he was like, yeah.
Hi, welcome to Coffee and Comics. And today, we have a lovely, and I think you're one of my smartest friends. I mean, you're one of the smartest people I know.
That's very scary. That means you don't hang around very smart people.
Everybody, Yvette Tan.
Hi, everyone.
So you've been writing. You've been very busy. I've been checking your stuff, and you have also a YouTube channel, and a horror-based.
Yes, I have a YouTube show called Mul Talk where I interview people about their supernatural experiences.
You've always been horror-based. You have a book that's also horror-based.
I have 3 books, and they're all horror.
You have 3 books that are... can we mention the books?
Okay, I have Waking the Dead and Seeky Horror, as in SEEKYEWHORE, both under Anvil Publishing, and Kaba. Limang ko pong... Basta in Tagalog, 50 scary stories. Tongue twister kasi eh. It's a tongue twister.
And
so,
by the time you guys are watching this,
yes,
we are gonna be selling it here in Coffee and Comics. You can pass by, you can browse through it. Don't take it home, you have to buy it.
Yes.
And then you can and get some coffee and browse through it. Sadly, we don't have copies now, but as soon as you watch this, I'm sure you can head down here and check it out. So, tell me more about these books. First, what is Kaba?
Okay, Kaba is it's flash fiction. So it's 50 stories, 100 words each in Tagalog, and it's all horror, but it's all like really
Parang snippets siya, no?
yeah, snippets, and it's a lot of absurd horror.
Like, give me an example.
Okay, like for example, this washed out child star is like, I need to get back into the limelight. So he's like, I know what to do. Now he puts up a party, calls all his friends, calls the press. He's like, okay, he's coming back into he's going to make a big splash, and then he electrocutes himself. So he dies in front of everyone, and he's back in the news. Stuff like that.
It reminds me of that Japanese anthology called Tales of Terror from Tokyo. Tig to 2 minutes, 3 minutes lang. Galing.
And then it's really short, so it's really for bathroom reading, or if you're in, it's the Philippines, you're always in line for something.
Totoo yun.
So it's tiny, so you can bring it around and read it while you're not doing anything.
Nice.
Traffic, read it. Yeah.
Anvil din to.
No, this is it used to be under ANS, but the rights have reverted back to me. So if you want to buy a copy, you have to buy it through me or Coffee and Comics.
Ganda. So, the other one naman is before Seeky Horror. Seeky Horror is the latest one, di ba?
Yes, Seeky Horror is the latest one.
After Kaba, you have...
Kaba is the Gitna. So
Gitna.
The first one is Waking the Dead.
Yun. Yun medyo sikat yun eh.
Yes, so that was my first book, published in 2009, reissued in 2020, I think, 2021.
Why is it called Waking the Dead?
Because there's one story there called Waking the Dead.
So they wake up the dead?
Parang ganun. Do I spoil it for you?
Wag na, sabi ng balista.
Sige.
Wag na. Sabi, thanks, Santi. Walang kasi,
sabi ni Santi, wag na. Okay, sige.
Wait, I'm guessing parang zombie.
Oo, zombie siya. Parang may love story siya. Ganun na lang.
Always needs a love story.
Always love story.
Always.
Yeah.
Then the last one, Seeky Horror. Is about Seeky Horror.
Yes. So Seeky Horror was nominated for the 41st National Book Award. It didn't win, but I'm still proud because how often do you get a book with the title horror onto a national
I love it.
book
Ang galing.
award?
Yeah. I got one. I got one myself. I love the book, and I love the play of words.
Thank you.
And having horror, I think for me, titles play a big part. Diba? When they say don't judge a book by its cover, I judge the book by its cover. When you see, ang galing nito, and I'm one of those old school people na hindi naman ako masyadong mag-Google.
Yeah.
Parang I'll go to, let's say, a bookshop, and this is interesting. Ganun ako eh. I buy by instinct. Like music. Back in the day, when I bought CDs and tapes, this is interesting. Ganun ako eh. So
yeah, ganun
and then
din
you
ako.
read the back, and dapat mahuli ka na ng summary or mahuli ka na ng ano, diba, ng teaser. So are you like that also?
Yes. Like, I used to be like that with music, especially. Like, nung CD pa.
Speaking of music, you used to work for a music magazine, and guys, matagal ko nang kilala to.
Yes!
And I remember you being a goth girl. We were just talking about being goth.
I'm an ex-goth. I'm still goth inside, not outside.
Meron pa rin naman.
Meron
I
pa
can
rin.
feel the dark energy pa
Yes.
rin. I can still feel the goth in you.
Pero naka-normcore ako ngayon. I'm trying to...
It radiates pa rin. I think you can't take the you
No.
can take the girl out of the goth, but you can't take the goth out of the girl.
Yes, I agree.
And yeah, and I remember we were watching this really gothic band called Interlace that my company, I used to work for Urge magazine, my company brought here, and it was fucking awesome.
It was, and I was there because I was writing for Pulp and I
That's
was
right.
covering it. Yeah, such good times.
Ganda yun. Yeah, I remember that. Then we got so drunk.
You got so drunk.
Weren't you drunk?
Ish.
You were drunk.
Okay,
dude.
yes, I was drunk.
Yeah, because they were the one of the artists was hitting on you. And
Yeah,
you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. It took me 3 days to realize. I remember very,
Siya pa
very
pinaka-pogi.
clearly. Siya yung pinaka-pogi. Totoo yun. And then, like, I remember because I was, I was walking down the street, like, with my work friends, and then it suddenly hit me, parang in the middle of the street, parang, that dude was hitting on me 3 days after.
Now, for me, yan ang horror.
Nothing would have happened anyway. But still, diba? Parang,
It's okay lang yan. So, what are you working on now?
So-
I mean, besides the Mul Talk podcast, what else are you working
well,
on?
Multalk is down to its, at this time of recording, it's down to its last episode of our first season. I
Right.
don't know if there's going to
Are
be
you a writer
second-
for the podcast?
No, I'm not a writer.
So, host ka lang talaga?
Host ako, but writer in the sense that I write my own questions.
Okay.
But in terms of editing, sila na bahala. What I really wanted for the podcast was just parang ganito. Ano lang, podcast
Simple
lang.
lang.
But they wanted to give me the whole,
Mas bongga.
yeah, like 90s TV show, horror
Nice.
TV show
I like
experience.
it.
I'm like, okay, I always wanted to do this. Let's do this.
Was it a dream come true, like hosting your own TV-ish horror show?
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
So-
what's your next? What else is your next project? Are you writing the next book?
I am supposed to be writing my novel right now. It's slow going. It's been a year.
Spoil a little bit of spoilers.
Well, horror pa rin. And it's still, family drama siya, pero horror.
What got you into horror ba in the first place?
I honestly, super takotin na ako dati. Ngayon, not so much anymore.
May
But,
third eye ka, di ba?
Ha?
Sabi mo kanina yung...
Oo,
I mean,
singkit yung third eye. Parang ako, singkit. Pati yung
Nakita-
third eye ko, singkit.
Parang nakita niya ata si ano.
Oo, pagpasok ko, di ba? Sabi ko,
namatay dun sa kabilang... Sabi niya, mayroon bang may multo dun sa kabila. Di ba may namatayan tayo dun sa kabila?
tapos sabi ko sa kanya, parang, yung two doors down. He was like, no, yung katabi. I'm like, so it's not the katabi. It's 2 doors down.
2 doors dun.
And he was like, yeah.
Namatay yun a few
I
months
saw
ago.
kanina, on the way here, parang I sat down to tie my shoelace and I was like,
Oh my
may
gosh.
tao dyan. Ba't may tao dyan?
Nakatakot. Pero sabi mo nga kanina, yung third eye mo, parang ikaw, medyo singkit.
Singkit. Hindi siya fully open.
At least ba, pantay-pantay dun sa mata mo, singkit ka, no? So ito
Singkit
singkit
din.
din.
Oo.
At least hindi parang may malaking bilog ka dyan.
Oo.
Diba? At least that's...
Yeah. I mean, it opened by accident.
How so?
Okay, so it happened in New Orleans. Mahabang kwento to, ah.
Go lang.
Okay, so I was
This
in
is
New
a
Orleans.
podcast.
This is a podcast. I was in you can cut it in the middle for part 2. So I was in New Orleans with my college friend. And then she had to go back to New Jersey. So I had a whole day there. So she said, why don't you go on a plantation tour? So I'm like, okay, I'll go on a plantation tour because I have a whole day. So I go on a plantation tour. Sa plantation tour pa lang, now that I think about it, may nakikita na ako. Like, we went to 2 plantations. One was what's called a working plantation.
Was this used to be a slavery?
Oh yeah, like plantation. So of course they had slaves. The whole house was built by slaves. You know, that whole thing. This plays into that. So parang yung first part pa lang. So syempre ako bilang horror writer, I was in the kitchen of one and I felt something and I'm like, baka wala. Hindi naman open yung third eye ko. Woo, whatever. And then later on, I asked the guide, is there a ghost here? And she's like, well, we're not supposed to tell anyone, but sometimes sa kitchen.
Nakikita rin nila.
Yeah, like there are reports.
What are these workers still?
No. This one was the parang mayordomo yata to. Yung
Parang
nasa
caretaker
kitchen.
ng
Parang
plantation.
ganon.
Okay.
And then the second one naman, they were more open about it. The second one was lovely. It's where they shot Interview with the Vampire, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So they're more open. They're like, like in this room meron, ganon. And so I go to the plantation, 2 plantations. On the bus ride back to the hotel, I hear a voice in my head in Tagalog. So I speak to myself in English. But this voice in Tagalog said, magpagpag ka. Ako naman.
What? In
Tagalog.
In New Orleans, may nagtagalog sa yung voice.
In my head. Pero boses ko. Pero I don't.
Boses mo.
Pero boses ko. Parang feel ko boses ko. It didn't sound like anyone else. But
you're talking English. You think in English.
I think in English.
So why was that voice in your head na ikaw supposedly in Tagalog?
Okay.
How does that work?
I don't know. But after many years, because this happened in 2016, tama ba?
Okay.
Like a long time ago. After many years, I have 3 theories. One is I was completely hallucinating. I don't know where it came from. No, nothing at all. Coffee. And then the second is it could have been like, how there are a lot of Filipinos in Louisiana. Could have been
meron ba?
Madami. Because the South, the super malapit yung, like the climate's almost the same as ours. So there are a lot of Filipinos there.
I don't know. Oh,
so could have been a Filipino ghost, a Filipino spirit, or could have been like the future me telling me then, hoy,
that's
babae.
Sci-fi shit.
Like, diba? Like there are a lot of how there's a lot of media do interdimensional things now, and that. It's also because the research follows interdimensional things. Like, the research is fully on that. Like,
what research, sorry? Scientific research?
Scientific research, or even like ghost stories. Because I listen to a lot of ghost podcasts, paranormal podcasts, and there are a lot of stories where it's time slips. So they see themselves in the future, sometimes decades before. So the talk of interdimensionality, like it doesn't just happen in movies. It's also beginning to happen in the paranormal field.
You believe that?
I believe it. So I don't know anyway. Point is, I don't know why that voice was there. All I know is that may nagsabi sa akin in Tagalog. Somebody said in Tagalog, magpagpag ka. Me being a lazy girl, I'm like, why will I make pagpag? I just came from plantations. I didn't come from the cemetery. Completely forgetting what is a plantation, but a scene of death and sadness and carnage and slavery.
It's even worse
than a cemetery.
And probably angry.
Anger.
Souls.
Yes. Super angry souls. Like
at least they're musical.
They have good food. I don't know. And but blood has been spilled on the land. Yeah. So it's really... So I go to the hotel. Ito pala. Before this, so my friend who was with me is sensitive. I was not.
Bukas yung third eye niya.
Bukas third eye niya. So, nung kaming dalawa pa, she was complaining.
Sorry, at this point, wala ka pa nakita?
Wala pa ako nakikita. Okay. Actually, hindi naman talaga ako nakakita dapat eh. So, yung sinabi ko, nakita ko yung kapitbahay nyo, like in my mind's eye lang siya. Like, hindi siya literal na, uy, hi kuya. Not like that.
So, parang, like a blur? In the corner of your
no, like,
peripheral?
not even. You know how you can tell when somebody, you don't have to look at somebody to know that there's
Parang
somebody
mayroong
behind you. Para may presence.
It's like the back of your neck is...
Yeah, like that. Except you can tell na, like, babae, lalaki. This one felt like a dude, tas parang naka-orange siya or white, parang ganon. So going back to my friend, when we were there in the hotel, she was complaining at night we'd turn off the light and she'd complain. She'd be like, maingay yung kapitbahay, yung kabilang kwarto. It's noisy, the other room's noisy. And I'm like, I don't hear anything. Maybe it's your side of the wall. That night it happened to me. Turn off the light. It's like the wall, like people were banging on the walls. I turn on the light, nothing happened. So I had to sleep with the light on and the TV on. The next day, somebody from the Philippines texts me. Like, he's super psychic, si Rob Rubin of Mysterium.
Oh, no, yeah.
He texts me. He's like, "Hoy, kumusta? Dami mong boys." And I'm like, "Dami kong boys? What's going?" He's in English. Inglesero kasi. He's like, I'm like, "Dami kong boys. Mag-isa ako sa kwarto. What's going?" Akala niya sa party ako.
Huh?
He thought I was at a party and I was with boys. So it turns out, two spirits had followed me. Two spirits had followed me from... Two spirits.
From the
plantation. They had followed me back to the hotel.
But anything...
And then one was white and one was African American. And then I was like, okay, how do I... So parang I made him, sige, since you're here na, kausapin mo. Like, what do they want? How do I make them not follow me back to where I'm going? And he goes, okay, so one of them wants, they want oysters. They want
Who, the black or the white guy?
The white guy.
Oysters?
What oysters? The black guy didn't say anything. So the white guy wanted oysters. And the instructions was, I have to buy oysters. I have to put them on the ground, as close to the ground as possible.
Like, luto o buhay? No? Paano ba?
Na, kahit ano, basta oysters. Oo. So, I was flying out na. So, buti na lang I had some time. But, I had a whole... I wanted to go to this...
How do you know pala that she wanted oysters? He told you?
No, he told Rob.
Yung kaibigan mo?
Oo.
And your...
Na nasa Manila. Na tinext lang ako ng wala lang. Hoy, kumusta?
How did the ghost communicate to your friend Wade in the Philippines? Tinext niya? Nin-email niya?
There's no...
How?
There's no it's possible.
It is.
It's completely possible. Kasi okay, so I read tarot. And sometimes I'd rather read online. And people ask, don't you need to be face to face? I'm like, not really, because when I read tarot for me and my friends who are tarot readers, we don't, when we want something read, we'll be like, read nga for me. The other person is wherever in the world and they'll read for you. It transcends
I think I agree.
Time.
Kasi ganun din yung concept ng The Grudge.
Yeah.
The Grudge doesn't have to meet you. You just have to be connected. Kunyari, ikaw yung nabiktima ni Kayako. The Grudge, ganun.
Yeah.
You just have to be connected with someone. Connect na siya.
Yeah.
Diba? She doesn't have to see that other person.
Yeah.
So binigyan mo nga ng oyster.
So, yung ginawa ko, sira yung schedule ko. I had to, buti na lang, may restaurant sa tabi ng hotel. So, I had to wait for the restaurant to open. And then, I had to buy oysters.
So, nagising ka pa ng maaga?
Hindi, medyo baliktad. Naghintay pa ako. 11 a.m. magbubukas. Okay, 11 a.m.
Okay.
Bukas na siya. So, buti na lang medyo late yung flight ko. I bought oysters. I wasn't planning on buying oysters.
Nakikain ka ba? Hindi na?
Hindi, nakikain ako. Mahal-mahal ng oysters eh. So, kanyari isang plato yun. I got one oyster. I put it on a plate and I put it near the window. Kasi yun yung di ba, nakakahiya if I put it on the ground. So, I put it near the window.
On a table.
On a table. So, I leave it there and then I'm just eating my oysters, drinking my
With
turtle
rice?
soup. No rice.
No,
No
okay.
rice. And then, here's the thing. The waiter, you know how the waiters here in the Philippines, they'll be like, ate, hindi mo ba kakainin yan? Di ba? Makulit sila. There, he did not ask about that lone oyster whatsoever. Inasikaso ako, okay lang. And when I left, I saw that the waiter had cleared the table and that oyster was still there near the window. So I'm like, makakonsyaba ba yung wait staff Tsaka yung mga multo dito sa New Orleans. Kasi parang it seemed like the waiter knew what that oyster was there for.
Do you think that he kind of is used to it?
I think he's used to it.
Mga ganyan,
I think so. So, and then when I got back to Manila, bukas na yung third eye ko. Like,
So
I can't see. But if I'm near somebody who's super sensitive, I'll be able to, like, it amplifies what para siyang battery. So, lumalakas yung abilities, yung sensitivity ko. So, I'll suddenly be able to feel, alam mo yun. So, I actually don't know what happened kanina because I don't think, maybe somebody here is sensitive and we don't know it.
So, hindi ka nasundan na tong dalawa?
Akala ko hindi, pero sabi ni Rob, sumunod daw eh. Pero,
Oh my God!
But, nothing's happened naman. So, kung sumunod mo lang sila...
Impake din sila.
Oo nga eh. Like, ito pa, here's the thing.
Stick lang, yung black eye stick lang yun na may bag.
Grabe ka. So, sama mo talaga. So, I asked Rob, I was like, bakit sa akin sumunod? Like, why did they follow me? And he goes, because they like exotic women.
Oh my gosh.
So, basically...
Wala bang Asiano dun sa...
Actually, meron. Sabi ko...
How can you be that exotic?
I wasn't the only Asian person there. There was
Yeah.
another Chinese girl. He was like, ikaw yung galing Pilipinas eh. Kasi nga sa Chinese-American.
So he's half.
No. I mean, the other tourist was Chinese-American.
Okay. I thought the ghost.
I'm from the Philippines. And then, so ito yun LC. Pamatay ang beauty ko. Literally, pampatay ang beauty ko. Tapos, funnily enough, hindi ako pinapansin sa Pilipinas.
Nino?
Na
Mga ghosts?
Mga ghosts. Actually,
Bakit?
up until a few weeks
Ay,
ago.
hindi ka na exotic dito eh.
Hindi ako exotic dito. Pinapansin ako sa Japan, pinapansin ako sa US.
That's weird sa Japan eh. We kind of look like them. So
Yeah, especially me, right?
Especially you. So.
But, yun.
What a story. So that's how the third eye started.
That's how it opened, by accident.
And do you plan to close it?
No.
Di ba nasasara yan?
No, but kasi I like the intuition that comes with it, so
You'll keep it.
I'll keep it.
Oh my God, Yvette, it's been a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure, and I hope you get to catch her books, take a gander at it, and if you're hanging out here, which you do, you hang out here once in a while, baka makatsyempohan mo siya, you can get it signed. So please, Siki Horror, Kaba, and Waking the Dead. That's going to be all available here in Coffee and Comics for a very, very, very reasonable price.
I hope you like them.
I'm sure they will. Thanks, Yvette.
Thanks, Elsie.
And can we do this again?
Sure, whenever.
Did you enjoy it?
I did.
True, ah. Tatongo talaga.
Oh, I did.
Walang
I did.
showbiz, ah.
Oh, walang
Ito showbiz to, eh.
Grabe ka naman.
Diba? Nag-Netflix host na yan, eh. Thanks, Yvette. I'll see you again.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.